Okay, so uh let's explore female development. This is the through their 20s, what can happen, what tends to happen, traps to avoid really. So all her power is received up front, all right? And the maturity level that she handles it really depends upon, I believe it's her relationship with her father really. The father is going to be saying, "Hey, date to marry," basically. Don't rack up a huge body count ultimately, and her body will also naturally, if she's following her body versus what the culture is telling her, her body is not going to want to. She's going to find a worthy man really every couple years, really. Um, if this doesn't lock down for whatever reason, right, and this persists, you're gonna see like some desperation in the late 20s. It's a sip swoop, so it's called baby rabies, right? Her fertility is crashing, right? This is a big dramatic drop in attention. It's felt really here. She's honest, like she's buying her own drinks by here. But she's feeling the drop in attention, the invisibility, right? For the first time in maybe a decade, right? So she's back to like the 15-year-old level of attention at 26 or 20, 27, etc. And so basically, she'll be more open to a long-term relationship, late 20s, and we call it the sim swoop. Now, I mean, you can get healthy relationships out of this. I mean, I've seen it happen. The problem is you can get dangerous relationships in it. If she's serial dating in this period, like she hasn't been rehearsing. So if she's had several long-term relationships, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, whatever, then at least and comes from a stable family, that's probably a good sign. If it's been, you know, 6 months, 2 months, hookup, 6 months, 2 months. I mean, you're not building habits, wifey habits, right? They're not building the patterns to create deep chemistry. And it's dangerous, right? It's a dangerous. The average first divorce is around 30, and like you're lasting a couple of years really because of that failure. Because if it's a serial dater, the average body count they say is 5. I think it's much higher with the way modern women are living. But if you don't have the habits of being a partner, it's not going to be. You'll be able to keep it together for a couple of years. Again, your kids, your imperative to procreate will be more powerful than your imperative to partnership, especially in this society that hates men, that allows, that has all kinds of legal protections for women, enables systemic narcissism. So average first divorce, that's 34%, married mid late 20s, divorced by 30. So the man is in bad shape financially. What he has is he can still go have a family, right? Provided he rebuilds, provided he recovers financially. She's thinking, like in her mind, she married this guy, but she's thinking of these guys, right? This is what I deserved. I could never lock down. These guys up here just pumped and dumped, right? They wanted to get a experience. They got it. They left her. She's hung up on them, and that's the highly abusive nature energetically that hookup culture enables, and it really does. Sexual liberation really does traumatize women. Because really, I mean, she's thinking about this guy. This guy is thinking about her, and his resources are going here. Her attention is still up on these memories, right? I deserve better. She's comparing him, thinking she's settled. Blah blah blah. Negativity piles on. Okay, she's watching so many TikToks, so many women empowerment bullshit. 30 years old, and she's getting a divorce. Thinking that she can go get this, right? She's got her kids now. She can be strong, independent women. She got her kids. She can do it herself. Blah blah blah. I can still get these dudes. This is what she can get, right? And so you think her husband was disappointing. Wait till find the future men, right? She tries to explore from there. Always wanting this. And with time, even these men can't compare to her ex-husband now. And now you have this duality, okay? Once you hit mid-30s, you have older men and very younger men, right? And they're both just looking for the same thing. They're both not looking for anything serious. They're looking for sexual gratification. And that's how hookup culture wrecks women. And, that's how, they convince them that's what they want. But at the end of the day, they're very, very broken. Like, this is the breaking process. And the multitude is the breaking process in and of itself. They convince that it's noble, you're finding yourself, blah blah blah, and basically they gas themselves up into absolute isolation, right? These like late 30s, now you really know what it's like to be a man, right? They ask for that their whole life, right? They want to be as powerful as man. Well, we're ignored. We're totally irrelevant. We're only relevant to when we can provide. And now you get to experience the isolation, the desert. And that is a chance to develop your masculinity, but it can drive some deep darkness. These women are going to still blame men. They're going to blame society, being very married to the state. Um, it's a hard slog, but it's really exactly what they asked for. And it's upon society, it's upon strong men to protect women um, from themselves. Really, it's fathers. This is a lot of power, and it's on a mature woman and a mature father to hone this power in order to make sure it works out for her life. And that is the mission of society, of being a real feminist, right? If you really cared about women, it would look like old school Orthodox Christianity, right to the ask permission from the father, right to the virgin marriages here in these periods, and that's it. They have 80% success rate. So that's where we're at, folks.